what's up everyone? This is Johnny with Off-Grid Cowabunga out here in my own garden on the homestead. Thought I'd show you guys, what I've been planting since probably the last video of this area. It's probably been a while, and see what you guys think. I've kind of planted a lot of things. It is a lot of work here. That's one of the main things I want to kind of emphasize with this video is, when you plant something here, you think it just grows because it's Hawaii, right? It's just gonna grow. Well, it doesn't always just grow here in Hawaii. There are dry sides and wetter sides. Some things will grow better on the wet side, with more rain, but then they may not, do as well because then they get beat up by the rain. Flowers get knocked off, they rot, stuff like that, and fruit doesn't produce. And vice versa with the other side. On the Kona side, if it's too dry, things don't grow as well. You have to water it with your water that you pay with your hard-earned bucks. So I'll show you guys here what I've been up to and see what you guys think. So this is kind of my front little garden along the front edge of my property and the side edge of my property. I've got a little trail here. Another thing I want to make a point of when you're planning your homestead, make sure that you plan out your paths. Probably the first thing you want to do. It's really hard to plan them out when you don't know what you want to plant or what even to plant here. And so that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. This is a kind of a narrow path. I plan to eventually take out this tea leaf plant and widen this. So hopefully I can get up here with a, small four-wheeler or, something like that width when I'm older and be able to fertilize things. Take you up. These are just some native orchids that grow around here. Pretty. They kind of block out the cars and their light and stuff like that. So it's good to kind of leave some of the native stuff. If you chop it all down, then people can see into your property and hear you really well. This is my long gone tree. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. He's not grown a whole lot since I got him. It is a slow growing tree. It is grafted. You can see it's starting to flower there. So I don't know, I maybe seen one fruit off of it since I got it. But eventually this will be a big tree and produce like crazy, hopefully. This is a Chinese fig, just kind of sprouts up from birds, I'm sure. Stuff like that. Probably knock him down eventually. But this is kind of my dragon fruit area. It's kind of a makeshift area. I was experimenting with pallets and then building my own. I'm definitely going to have to make some amendments to these before they get much bigger because dragon fruit need more of a support up here. It kind of grow up from here and then kind of hang off. So I definitely need to either redo this or add some supports up here. But this is a dragon fruit area. I believe this is yellow, or maybe red. Another one. These were all little guys, little tiny guys when I got them. Probably about the size of this guy. But they do get kind of, beat up by the weed whacker if you're not watching where you're going. These ones are a little bit more yellow because they don't like full sun. I did not know that, thinking, succulent and stuff, it'd be okay, but it's not a cactus. So they do need a little shade. I did plant this sugar cane here to kind of help with that not too long ago. Got some, I think that's a MacArthur palm planted over there. There's a coconut in the bushes. Even an ice cream bean tree up there behind. And that'll grow up big and shady. I can also use it for chop and drop, which is, cutting it down and mulching other trees and stuff like that with it. I planted them there to kind of block out the front street, which this is the street. Another MacArthur palm in there. It's an apple banana down there, eventually grow up through the canopy. There's a wild lily dog. She just had a surgery. We got to go back to the vet tomorrow. She's a little swollen on her side and need to get her stitches out. She had a blood tumor, which is kind of from laying in the sun there on that kind of soft pink area. The sun's really intense here, and it made a little tumor about the size of a nickel or a quarter, and it was sticking out. And so they took it off and then took off a patch of skin that seemed a little weird. But there's another yellow dragon fruit. This guy needs trimmed up. Needs just mainly one runner going up, so all those guys will get made into new ones. This is kind of my path as it goes around. These are pigeon pea, which are edible. You can eat these beans here, these out of the pods, but this is also used for cutting it off, and I throw it under the plants for nitrogen fixing and chop and drop, stuff like that. So yeah, got a couple of those guys. Another coconut palm. Planted a lot of them along the edge of my property. You want to be careful with coconuts because once they get above your head, they obviously fall down and can knock you in the head, make you go sleep. And then there's another banana along the edge of the property. A hibiscus right here. He was blooming nice and pretty earlier, but he closed up for the night. Down the path we go. I got a gardenia here. This will be more of a taller, small tree like gardenia once he gets going. A few more hibiscus that are kind of getting ate up by whatever's. A little tomato that just popped up out of the mulch. Some more sugar cane. Kind of block out my neighbor over here. Not that they need blocking out, just, you know, you like your privacy and stuff like that. A little hibiscus that isn't doing too great. More hibiscus down the line. These eventually will get, you know, big, 12, 15 foot tall. Jackfruit tree that's not doing well at all. Probably needs mulch, sprayed. I just planted this one. This one is the Lisa red dragon fruit. Got this kind of homemade wabi log. Definitely gonna add some more supports to this and then tie it into the other tree over there so it doesn't fall down once it gets big. And gardenia for shade. Some of this stuff is planted really close to one another, so eventually, you know, some things may be thinned out, you know, but I've planted it kind of thick so they, you know, they'll kind of support each other and kind of help out. Once one thing gets bigger, the other thing will probably die out. Another banana, apple banana, some coleus on the edge. More orchids. Another coconut over there. It continues down the property line. And I kind of come back a little bit. Got a gardenia here along the property. More tea. This one is the giant lilikoi growing up the tree. Yeah. A little aretha palm. That'll grow up big and block out this area. Sorry for my awesome video skills. Back on the driveway. Take you over here and show you the other side. Another coconut palm, I believe. Some heliconia. This will grow up nice and big. kind of block out this whole area. Planted a yesterday, today, tomorrow that I started from cutting. It's kind of pink, white, light purple and purple flowers. Some heaven sent gardenias. These make beautiful white, smelly, good flowers. This guy's actually invasive, I was told. You see it a lot around here, but it has this kind of hanging berry kind of thing. It's a little lighter colored when it's first blooming. It's kind of a cool one. It'll grow up tall along with these tea leaf. Hibiscus is looking beautiful. These are all from cuttings from friends and various places. No more than, you know, maybe 3 or 4 feet tall in some of these bigger ones. I just jabbed them into the ground. Then I added mulch around them. They grow well as long as you put them in an area that's kind of got some dirt. Kind of stab around in there and find a spot. This was previously dozed for the driveway, so they broke up the edges, and so there's a little bit more dirt on the edge than anywhere on this property. Yeah, some more tea. These were all free off of Craigslist. These were cuttings given to me from a friend. Beautiful. I love this one. I wish it was blooming to show you. It's an angel trumpet. Has a beautiful flower that hangs down like this guy. And it smells amazing at night. But it's one that you're not supposed to sniff too much because it can make you a little loopy. Going into the little side yard, got a tangerine here. I believe this is the daisy seedless. Got another apple banana over here on the side. Some coleus, Mexican sunflower. Can also use this one for chop and drop. Supposedly chickens like it as well. And more gardenias over here. More gardenias in here. Need a weed eat. Don't judge me. Peanut butter fruit tree isn't doing too well. Even with mulch, some things just get attacked. Need to spray it a little bit more, it looks like. It may not like the full sun, but this is along the front of my property. I've planted some gingers in here and some other things like heliconias to grow up tall along my driveway. Eventually I plan to cut out all this bushes once all this grows up, because I don't want to cut it down yet, because then you could see my house from the drive or from the street, which is fine, but then everyone can see you, and that's not very fun, watching what you're doing all the time. So in the meantime, I planted a few things along the edges. There's a jaboticaba tree. I believe it's called Brazilian grape as well. Grows fruit right on the tree trunk and the stems. Pretty awesome, but it is really slow growing. I believe that tree is at least 5-6 years old. There's another lilikoi, which is passion fruit. It'll grow up the tree here and find its way amongst the foliage. And it's kind of like an Easter egg hunt coming out, looking for them. So on the edge of my property, there's a jackfruit. It'll grow up nice and tall and produce all sorts of tropical tasting fruit that you can make into a meat substitute dish. This is the edge of my property. Planted more pigeon pea along the edges to fertilize things with. This is the double Mahoy banana. It's kind of growing slow. It should produce 2 racks at the same time when it's on its A game. Some more ginger, more coconut, some other stuff. This is along the front again. Kind of left it a little thick so people don't just walk in, or dogs and stuff like that. But if anybody wants in, they can get in. You know, people. This is another citrus tree. I believe this is the Tangelo. You have to be on it with citrus here. They get this mold kind of stuff growing on them. And then you get ants and stuff like that. So you need to spray your citrus here. Also make sure you mulch them quite often. Lots of cinder in there for drainage. Citrus loves drainage. And this is going back up front. It's kind of a nice little area. I hope one day this will all be grown up, and then there'll be a nice little garden in here. Maybe put a bench or something, punch through this bush, so then that'll be the access into this area. Kind of like a little secret garden area. This will all grow up, and eventually I won't be able to walk through here. But yeah, this is it so far. This is my homestead with a lily. This is a nice little rose that's been blooming, doing well. Tons of blossoms. Another gardenia here. Nice big white, smelly good flowers. There's an Arabian Night jasmine in there. Tried to plant things along my driveway that would smell good. I do want to do mainly a food forest, but you can have some pretty things too, right? That one's a beautiful dark red anthurium. Oh, tea leaf. You know what these are? Pineapple. Even one starting to fruit. Love the coleus. This one starts really easy by cutting. Just stick it in some potting soil. And then the butterflies and the bees love the blossoms. Another anthurium, brighter red. Another coconut palm. Yeah, this is it, folks. Planted a few, I don't know what it's called, but I call it fish hook agave. It's got this gnarly hook on it that definitely will get you if you're not watching out, and it's kind of pokey. So that's why I planted it here along the edge of my gate. Keep out the people that aren't supposed to be here. Little aloe. All right, folks. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. Anybody's got some good things hopefully to do on Valentine's Day that's coming up. Make sure to do something special for that significant other if you have one. Thank you guys for watching. Check back. I'll hopefully make some more videos here shortly and not take so long this time. Thanks for watching it.